Good morning, friends. I'm simply Lesa. Um, I am both a nomad and like to live and travel and show people how to make homes in their vehicles on a budget. I have a micro homestead, and we had some monsoon rains last night, and I'm very nervous about this. I just am taking my back door window apart. I didn't know they could come apart, but I had a leak from this corner down here. And so I just pulled out the 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 screws. And I'm setting this down here. And the pane of glass has weather stripping all around, all around the four corners. But it has been leaking pretty badly right here. It's all muddy. So I'm working on fixing this problem because my rug that was here was soaking wet, and I mean it was monsoon rains for absolute certain last night. I haven't seen one of those in a couple of years. Yeah, a couple of years I think. We've had monsoon rains, and I'm not afraid of them anymore. We've also had a couple of lightning storms that were incredible this year. So I can talk to you while I'm doing this. I just thought you'd like to see. So I'm gonna, this is the kind of stuff you gotta do when you have a house, I guess. I never owned a house before, but it's so cool to have property, and I used to just come here and camp out, but that's not enough for me anymore. Especially after COVID happened. I started to get nervous about, I kind of told that story in the last vlog. Nervous might be the wrong term, but it's what I got for this morning, for a term. But anyway, COVID talk last March, a year ago March. The COVID talk was, we don't know if we're going to shut the country down. Oh my gosh. And then there were, little violent things happening in little towns back east and things. And the area where I had lived for 20 some odd years around Richmond, Virginia, where my grown children now live, was dangerous. And they were scary stories that we were hearing. So I started, realizing that a big part of my life I've lived off grid, the majority of my life. And I really, it's a preferred thing to be careful how I, to tread lightly on the earth and all of that kind of good stuff. And to work with nature, not against it. And so I'm just cleaning, there's spray foam insulation inside this door. It's a metal Home Depot door. Not an expensive one. Well, it depends on whose budget it was, right? Expensive to me. It was over $100. But it's a metal window. And so I'm looking for, how do I know exactly? Well, I know that this is where the water ended up. And this is wet inside there, but that'll dry because it's between the glass and the outside thing that we're not taking off, because that would be really scary. And so I don't see the problem with the weather stripping exactly. Unless it's just that this weather stripping is so low, and it looks like, I don't know whether it's the right weather stripping in there. It must be. I don't know, it just looks a little weird. I have some weather stripping, but I don't want to take the glass off. So I'm thinking, if it's, that's loose there. Well, maybe I can just squirt some silicone in there now that I can see it. I'll have to go out the front door. Oh, I have to clean this glass while I have the little pane things off. The things we do. The things I'm doing on camera these days. I'll call this a vlog. It's a after the storm chores or something. I'm not sure what to call it, but I simply have to. I have to fix this. I have an investment here and in this property, and I have to maintain it. And it's the same thing. We have to maintain our cars. And you know, a truck threw a rock up on my windshield on when I was driving a few weeks ago. And so I've got to do the same thing. I've got to maintain my car windshield too. So it's not just windows here. Sometimes it's windows all around. Yeah, I think because that moves a little bit, this doesn't move at all. And none of that looks like any water got. But it's the lowest spot too, so I'm assuming that's where I've got to silicone. But do I silicone from inside or outside? Okay. I don't know the answer. I'm going to have to do some more stuff and a little bit away from the camera. So I'm going to stop this, and I don't know whether I come back or what I do. I'll show you. But this is what, you know, I had to get brave and just, oh my God, I'm going to take the screws out of the window frame. What if the whole thing falls apart and then I don't have a door? You know, all those thoughts go through. But I'm managing. So do what you got to do, right? And Yankee ingenuity. Having grown up in a family from Maine, you know, we were taught. My dad was in construction. We were taught you got to do for yourself. So, you know, you do the best you can. So I went outside and checked, and I got my silicone. And this is one pane of glass here and a piece of weather stripping and another pane of glass on the other side. And it appears that the other piece of glass is tight to the frame on the other side. So I can see water comes in here and water comes in here between the glass and the outer frame. And the only place that wiggles at all, that gives a little bit, but, you know, like this side doesn't give it all. This doesn't give it all. So I wonder if it's seeping in right here. I don't know where to put the silicone to keep this. I don't know where to put this to keep the water out. To me, I would have wanted that weather stripping a little higher, even though they were trying to make it so you couldn't see it. I would have wanted it a little bit higher up so that any water that got on the plastic frame on the outside and seep down that way would go outside. No, that wouldn't work either because there's two pieces of glass. Nope, that wouldn't work. There's two pieces of glass. I am going to stop the camera and I'm going to call somebody and ask them what to do next because I don't really know. So hi guys, here we are days later. There's been a couple of things happen. I've filmed a bunch of videos because of the monsoon flooding stuff and tried to upload them. One of our cell phone towers got hit by lightning, and so it was 2 days trying to load it, and then I accidentally hit a delete key and lost the whole thing, which is so frustrating when you're trying so hard to do something for somebody else and for you guys is for somebody else. So if I need to apologize for the way I look to those people who have sent me, your clothes are horrible, or you need to do your hair different, or whatever comment, you know, I am on such a low budget trying to do everything I'm trying to do. My clothes are the least of my priorities right now. And this video was about how during the monsoons I had this pretty bad leak from the window of this pre-hung door that was bought from a big box hardware store. And so just to end the video so I can try to post this one. and I keep working on this. But anyway, so I can post this one. Um, I did call a couple of friends for advice about what the heck do I do. The one person that was closest didn't really want to come over, and I was like, that's all right. You don't have to come over to help me with that. But I ended up going outside and taking a bucket of water and throwing it at the door. And so I threw it at the door and then ran back in through the front door to see where it's leaking. And yes, this is a very small place to have 2 doors, but it's what I wanted, and it allowed me to have extra windows for about the price of a window. Anyway, so I still wasn't able to really figure out where it was coming in from, but I did my best. So I cleaned it up again, and then between the screws at the bottom of each pane, which when the frame's off, it was just a gap, about an inch or an inch and a half gap. So I put all kinds of caulk between the screw holes. I put a nail in the place where the screw was supposed to screw in so I wouldn't get anything in it. And I just filled it full of caulk. And it's rained a couple of times, but not as big a monsoon rain. And I haven't had the problem. Now, on the outside frame, I can't get a fingernail between the glass and the plastic frame. But when my neighbors that have been helping me, Tim and Danny, they come over on Tuesdays lately. And we have agreed to barter as much as possible because my budget doesn't really allow me to pay them what they're worth. And when they hire themselves out to people in the neighborhood, it's beyond my budget. But so far, I've been able to do a lot of bartering and partial cash to get them to help me. But anyway, so they come over on Tuesdays and they do what they can to help me out. And his advice was, I ran out of silicone. And he said, when you go get more silicone, that spot where you can't even get your fingernail in, put just a little bit of the clear silicone in there. It won't show. But that way, if you missed anything, it ought to help. And so I think between the two ideas, that's that problem has been solved. But these are the kinds of things you have to do, And me being a woman alone, some of this, it would be easier if you had a husband, partner, whatever, if you had family. So there's something about being able to talk over what's going on and what the problem is you're trying to solve, to try to get some extra input on solving the problem. And I do pretty good. I'm aware that I do really good and I'm a creative problem solver. But sometimes you just need outside input. And so this problem is basically solved. I have thrown another bucket of water at it and I don't get the leakage. And so my rug doesn't get wet. And so I think that is more or less solved. But I will do what Tim suggested and put just a little bit of silicone in, but where that glass and the frame comes together. I think it'll be better. And so I'm working on some more videos. Do your best to keep it simple. If you run into a problem like I did, be self-responsible and try to fix it. Don't try to do something that you're going to have to, go back and redo or have somebody redo for you. But, come up with an idea. And if you need to run it past somebody, find one of your, supportive friends or neighbors or somebody that you can talk to. And even if you have to call, I had to take a video and send a little video of the problem to somebody and say, you think if I did this, that would be enough? And yes, Danny, I know you watch the videos and you are such a wonderful helper. I bet you're going to have all kinds of comments. But I think I got it solved. And I would have called you, but I had somebody else closer, and I was kind of hoping they were gonna be able to come over. They're you know, two miles away, whatever. But they didn't. It was still, the ground was still too wet. They didn't feel like walking that day. So okay, I'm gonna put this video together. I'm still using cheap $30 cell phone, a tablet that's older, free government data connection for uploads. All of these things, if I can improve my channel enough so that people will start to help support me better, I would really love to upgrade my phone, maybe to an iPhone something, maybe not a new version, but it's not because I don't like Androids. It's because the iPhone filming process is less challenging, and I used to be an IT tech, and I have teched both Macs and PCs. And I just think that the iPhone video software stuff, it comes all complete as kind of the freebie packages. And I would love to upgrade to that. I would love to upgrade to having a Wii Boost, at least on my car. I'd like to have the cordless one so that I could hotspot it to things, but that's like $700. That's not in my budget. And I don't really want all the expensive solar things. Bob Wells has been wonderful to me. A couple of years ago, he upgraded my solar for me, and I think the kit he gave me, it was the Bowden's kit. I've been using it for 2 or 3 years, and I haven't had any problem with it. 100-watt solar panel. And well, I had some problems in the beginning, but once I started using it more, it's been fine. It was a 100-watt solar panel, portable solar panel, and the battery pack's 166 watts. And I have been able to do everything with this, and I only have to charge this every other day. And I can charge my tool batteries and a little dust buster. I got the dust buster for the studio because cleaning window frames, window sills of bugs and dust is annoying without a dust buster. And it was $20-something, $23 or something. I didn't get the new one. My point being, I would love to take the channel to a place where some of these things would be easier and where I wouldn't be losing so much of the videos that I'm trying to post. But to do that, it all takes money that I don't have in my budget right now. And if I could take the channel to a place where people would help support me so I could give you more, I think I'd be willing to do that now. And so I'm working on it, but it's a lot of work. And I'm digging new garden beds, and I brought in some working cats with the arrangement with the people I got them from, that when I'm ready to be on the road and go on a trip, that they can go back to that family so that I have a place for them to go when I want to take a trip. And so I brought the working cats here, and then one of them passed away. And of course, I'm an HSP, highly sensitive person. That hurt. And I did everything I could to keep this cat alive. I don't know what happened to it. But I had to bury it by myself. I mean, I'm self-responsible. I have to do these things. And you can see, yes, this is emotional. I don't like to bury animals. I don't like to kill things. I don't even like to kill a bug. Okay, flies and ants, a little different situation. But I don't like to kill things. And so it's emotionally draining and hard. And I don't show you all of those things because I feel the stigma of being diagnosed with a mental illness, even though my diagnosis is severe major depressive disorder. Um, it's there's a stigma, and I don't like that I have to have those words put with my name so that I can have an income so that I can keep going. But I'm so blessed with where I am. And I'm so blessed to have this off-grid lifestyle that helps me. And I do live, away from people more and in nature because I'm a healthier person that way. So that's where we're at. I'm going to do my best to stick a couple of videos together with this free My Movie software that I found that's the only thing that will work on my tablet because my tablet is so old. I'm starting to think it would be better for me to get a little inexpensive computer to start using. There's a lot of the things like YouTube Studio that I struggle with being able to use on the tablet. They're trying to make me only use it on a computer. And I keep doing everything I can and I'm still using it. But it's a challenge to do that. And I'm thinking that I need to upgrade this $30 cell phone. It's old. And I cracked the screen last summer when I dropped it on the patio. Stone. You can't drop a phone on stone and not expect it to break. But the camera's pretty good on both of these things, and I keep doing the best that I can. And so I'm like I said, I'm going to use the My Movie software again because it's the only one that I can get to work. And I just found the voiceover thing on that, so I may be able to do some more videos with some of the other stuff I've got like stashed, photos and stuff that I have stashed. But okay, try to keep it simple. I try. I make mistakes all the time. There are times when I go, oh, maybe if I do this, or maybe if I spend this money, it will solve the problem. And then come to find out it doesn't work good. And I need to go back to the old thing. But I already gave the old thing away because if I'm not using something, somebody else needs it. So why am I not giving it away and letting it be used? So, all right, I'm rambling. I'm going to let y'all go. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. And, try to be the good that you see, that you would like to see in the world. That's another cool thing. And if you got a window that leaks in a door like mine, attempt it. You might solve the problem. Have a great day. Bye-bye.